SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
In the headlines, 757 students receive $500 gift award from government for academic performance. Guyana opposition leader threatens more protest action if the president does not dissolve parliament soon. Chile's president unveils new security laws to curb violent unrest. And in sports, brilliant Red Force ton brings relief for out-of-favor West Indies batsman Darren Bravo in Colonial Insurance Super 50 tournament. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Friday, November 8, 2019. I am Rochelle Baptiste with the details. 757 students each receive a $500 EC gift award today from the government for their performance at this year's CSEC, CAPE, and Associate Degree programs. At a handing over ceremony held at the SVG Community College, Minister of Education Sinclair Jimmy Prince says the monetary award should not be seen as a handout, but rather an incentive for hard work, and gave a breakdown of the number of students in the three categories who received the award.
CSEC 377, CAPE 225, Associate Degrees 155. Please permit me to pause in recognition of the achievements of all students who at this moment are enjoying the fruits of their harvest. A great percentage of you have done exceedingly well in the external CAPE and CSEC examinations, as well as the associate degrees. You have scaled the ladder of academic achievement and have done yourselves, your family, your schools, and this country proud. This award is a result of a policy decision by Cabinet and is designed to assist students in defraying school expenses, and in particular, costs associated with sitting external examinations.
This is the 8th year that the government has been providing students with the incentive for their academic performance. In his address to the students at the handing over ceremony, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said while he has been criticized for the initiative, he will not have it no other way, as it has to be done.
All kind of spurious reasons they offer why we shouldn't do it. The simple truth is that we want to incentivize you, and we want you to know that you will get just rewards for your labor, and it's an important educational instruction and experience to know that if you meet certain minimum benchmarks for your CXC, your A-levels, the CAPE, or your associate degrees, we will give you $500.
The Prime Minister encouraged the students to pursue higher tertiary level education, noting that they should not have an excuse for not doing so, as the government has made it easier for them.
You get better grades. The more of you get better grades, Believe me, I will find the money, not to give 49, but to give 75, to give 100. Whatever you produce, I will meet you along the way. I want you to know that. I am not running away from the deepening and broadening of the education revolution.
In other news, SVG will host the next annual conference and general meeting of the Caribbean Area Network for Quality Assurance in Tertiary Education, a CANCATE, after the National Accreditation Board of SVG formally accepted the invitation to host the event in 2020. At the 2019 conference held last month in Grenada, Chairman of the SVG National Accreditation Board, Dr. Rosalind Ambrose, informed the convention of about 200 delegates from the Caribbean, Canada, and the United Kingdom that the board was pleased to host the 17th edition of the CANCATE conference.
So St. Vincent accepted this invitation, and on the 19th of September, we received a response from CANCATE saying, in quotes, CANCATE was delighted. Well, St. Vincent was excited, and we accepted to host the next session of the conference and annual general meeting of this organization. Following our invitation from CANCATE, the Dean at the Trinity School of Medicine was quite happy to accept to be the host location for the next session of the CANCATE conference.
Dr. Ambrose indicated that the convention next year will be held under the theme Higher Education Quality Standards in the Global Market. She also said that several sub-teams have already been identified and a call for papers will soon be made by the board. Senior Education Officer in the Accreditation Unit of the Ministry of Education, Decima Hamilton, also delivered a paper at this year's conference titled Issues for Agencies and Higher Education Institutions, Preparedness of Senior Managers to Maintain a Culture of Quality in Post-Secondary Education. The piece focused on the importance of the role of senior managers in fostering a culture of quality in post-secondary education. CANCATE works to promote capacity building among countries and institutions of higher education. The conferences also facilitate regional discourse on policy and research in the fields of quality assurance and quality enhancements, while engaging policymakers, researchers, evaluators, administrators, and faculty in professional development. Infectious disease specialist Dr. Josie Davy continues to champion the need for healthier eating and proper hygienic practices. Her comments comes in light of the current flu season, which experts predict will be an active and possible severe. Dr. Davy said a proper diet is the best defense against the flu.
What is happening is that there's more activities of viral illnesses, acute viral illnesses, which includes fever, headache, some vomiting, diarrhea, muscle pain, joint pains, and the whole work. We know in the last few weeks we have seen a surge of some of these pathologies, and we have to always remember that they're viral. But what I've seen in clinical practice is that once persons get these viruses, they seem to be a little bit more virulent these days. They're coming down with secondary bacterial infection. So you may find, for example, someone has flu-like illness, and within 2-3 days they start coughing up yellow or brown stuff, and then they now have a bronchitis or even a pneumonia. It's happening quite quickly these days. So we want to urge persons to keep their immune systems up. And how do you do this? Proper diet. When we say proper diet, we don't mean that you should eat everything that you see, but you should consume proper food from all of the classes of foods. You should have your vegetables and your fruit. Stay on top with your vitamin C.
The infectious disease specialist said along with vitamin C, persons should take a 7 seeds cod liver oil and engage in proper hygienic practices.
And I've always recommended the 7 Seas cod liver oil. I know people make their faces when they hear 7 Seas cod liver oil, but it's worked in the past and it's still working now. I've seen a lot of people come to my practice, and those who are on the cod liver, they tend to either not get the flu, or if they get the flu, they actually don't get a really bad clinical picture of it, so they don't get as ill as others. It's not to say that if you're taking XYZ product that you wouldn't get ill. It depends on how exposed you are, and repeated exposures can make you ill as well. If someone is at home or at work with the virus, for work, people really should stay at home and not go about spreading the viruses. So if you're ill, I know some employers don't like to hear that, but if the person is ill, they really should stay at home and not make the entire work staff ill. If you're going out in public and you have to touch doorknobs, pass money, make sure that you have your alcohol 70% hand sanitizers and that you wash your hands frequently.
12 heart monitors will be distributed to several health centers across the country to improve prenatal health care service. The heart monitors, which cost approximately $10,256, were donated by the Toronto-based Supreme Medical Company. Minister of Foreign Affairs Sir Louis Straker handed over the equipment yesterday to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Cuthbert Knight. While thanking the company and the Consular General for the donation, Sir Louis asked that there be proper care and accountability for the heart monitors.
Grin. But we cannot be receiving these gifts, and when they are needed, they cannot be found. If we were to have those donated last year with those we have this year, I think we should have a supply of these monitors to keep us for a long time. So we trust that our appreciation would be conducted, and please do not hesitate to write a letter to Mr. Huggins expressing our thanks. I know there are a lot more coming from Mr. Huggins and from Howie Prince.
Permanent Secretary Knight stated the significance of having such instruments in hospitals.
I wish to say also that these Dopplers are of tremendous value to any healthcare system, also to the unborn baby. It is a piece of instrument which can allow us to monitor a baby, even while that baby is in the womb of the mother, to let us know what is the heartbeat, and which is very important to the health of the child. So it is very significant, a very significant piece of instrument, and we are grateful for this.
This is not the first time that the Supreme Medical Company has donated medical supplies to SVG, with another donation expected next month. Schools, government departments and ministries observed today as Vinci Tourism Day and heeded the call by the Ministry of Tourism to participate in the observance of this day by decorating a space reflecting ecotourism or festival tourism. The day's activities form part of Tourism Month celebrations being held under the theme "Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it." As part of their display, the Ministry of Tourism and the SVG Tourism Authority highlighted Blues Festival Tourism 2020. Minister of Tourism Cecil Sesmaki said that Vinci Tourism Day is for locals to embrace the country's tourism product and become more tourism conscious.
One of the initiatives as part of Tourism Month this year is this very special event that is being held today, Friday the 8th of November. Today we have encouraged different ministries and departments and schools to dress up in celebration of Vinci Tourism Day. So Friday the 8th of November recognized as Vinci Tourism Day. Here at the ministry we are leading the way, and you see here before us a banner that depicts January 22nd to February 5th as we would put on Blues Festival 2020 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
A number of other activities are planned for Tourism Month. Minister Mackey said this year the focus is on eco-tourism and festival tourism, and a competition is now underway involving schools, government departments and ministries.
We have encouraged, as part of these ministries and schools and departments dressing up their venue, is depicting either ecotourism or festival tourism. The ministry, we are depicting festival tourism with the Blues Festival. And I must add here that the ministry is not competing. We have 13 entries, we have 7 schools and 5 ministries or departments participating in this special initiative this year. If you could recall, a couple of years ago, we had Just Like a Tourist Day as one of the initiatives for that particular year. But for this year, we have dress up depicting either ecotourism or festival tourism. And I'm happy to report, as I just indicated, that 13 entities have entered this competition. Judging of that competition will be done on the 22nd of November.
The government of Canada is continuing to expand its worldwide network of visa application centers to make services more accessible to a wider audience. To better serve applicants here in SVG, a new visa application center opened in Kingston on Thursday, October 10th. A news release said as part of the visa application process, Vincentian nationals must provide their biometrics, which include fingerprints and a photo, once every 10 years when applying for a Canadian visa, a study, work or temporary residence permit, or each time they apply for permanent residence. The biometric information can now be done at the Visa Center in Kingston, located at the Inter-Island Trading Company Limited in Upper Middle Street. Prison inmates show off their culinary skills at Bake Off. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus, get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
C-Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the First St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the First St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. C-Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Breaking news! The greatest tile sale in the history of St. Vincent is back. With more, here's Thin Setment Rowdy Face.
Thanks, Juan. Yes, free tiles for Christmas is back at Island Style Interiors, and there's real excitement in the air. Get this, buy 100 tiles at the regular price and get up to the next 25 tiles absolutely free.
Wow, that is a great deal.
Sure is, Juan. My wife's making me buy tiles right now before they sell out.
Vincent? Oh well, this is Juan Cool Guy signing off and heading to Island Style in Arnos Vale for free tiles! Wait for me! Yay!
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionssvg.org.
It's stylelicious here at Quartz Optical. The best in style and designs for your perfect frame. Converse, Ray-Bans, Kate Spade, Prada, and lots more. Buy any frames and lenses and get a chance to win $2,000 cash. Get it now and pay nothing for 60 days with ready finance. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest and fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Visit our website at www.optical.com to book your appointment today. Offer ends November 24th, 2019.
Welcome back. In more local news now, we heard that the RSVG police force is investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of taxi operator Hermas Ashton, also known as Trimbler, from the Old Buff area in Camden Park. According to reports, Ashton, who is in his 60s, was found dead in his home by family members. Initial reports indicate that Ashton may have ingested a poisonous substance. The police say they are waiting an autopsy report. However, no foul play is suspected at this time. Our news team caught up with neighbors and a close friend of the deceased who shared fond memories of him.
You have a little puppy. The puppy is the mayor of the village. What I will talk about, dog mayor. So sometimes the puppy gone all over the place and she gets pregnant very often. And every time Chimba will say, "You want a puppy? If you want a puppy, come and take one." And it was so heartbroken last night. It was about, let me say, last evening. It was about like after 6 going to 7 when I got a call from a guy who does work with him in his yard. Say they just meet Chimbler dead in the house. What I was eating, I just cried out loud and drop it and run. Whatever caused him to do, whatever he do, if it's he at all, do it, because I can't say. God is the only judge. Whatever we meet there with him, we have to leave our judgment to God. But it really breaks my heart to see such a nice neighbor pass away in such a horrible way. You know, it's a great loss because it's like everybody have their ways, everybody have their weaknesses, but it's like how we deal with things. But everything went well, everything was in order. No bickering or anything like that. So I just pray that his soul rest in peace, because he was a very helpful person in the neighborhood. Very helpful. And then he have these 2 vehicles and it seems as though they were giving him trouble. You know, they weren't working properly and things, so it seems as though all that bring on stress. You know what I mean? But
come on and call me over there. Then you come, me can look for you. We all go somewhere. We used to leave and go a Friday night, a Thursday night, my girlfriend country. We come down all at 9 after 9, miss to it. We come down go my girlfriend. When you come down and bring load, we go down the supermarket, carry them a Friday morning. Yeah.
But you remember him as a good person?
Good person, man. He not really say thing about, he just give me a look word and think, but we just not take for my word. Because I not take that nothing. Because everybody plan and say, oh, you give what so? We say, well, I don't concern. I just custom to that. Yeah.
So basically, you know, you and him are good friends?
Good friend, man. I don't let him down.
The police are urging business operators in the South Central Division selling intoxicating liquors to pay up their liquor license or face prosecution. The division spans from the bridge in Annisville in the vicinity of Ace 2 to the bridge at the North Union Vegetable Market, inclusive of interior villages. Persons are reminded that Volume 14, Chapter 473, Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Liquor License Act states any person who sells, exposes for sale, or disposes any intoxicating liquor without being duly licensed to sell the same or at any place or in any manner that is not authorized by the license to sell the same is guilty of an offense under this act. The police say liquor license checks conducted in the South Central Division has revealed that there are many persons who have failed to pay their license to date. The police are urging these persons to pay up their license or face prosecution, and they are also appealing to persons who may be selling a liquor using the wrong liquor license to get the correct license to sell same. Inmates at Her Majesty's Prison Service put their culinary skills to the test yesterday at a bake-off hosted by 2 final year students of the University of the West Indies as part of their social work practicum. The student project encompass practices such as program evaluation, community-based initiatives, advocacy, leadership, and organizational. The goal of the bake-off, which incorporated females and males from the Kingston and Bilal correctional facilities, was to help the inmates harness a skill which can assist them to earn a livelihood when they leave the prison walls. SVG-TV's Bavin Oliver tells us more in this report.
From beautifully decorated two-layer cakes, sausage, cinnamon, and raisin rolls, the inmates of Her Majesty's Prison gave their all to produce attractive and tasty culinary delights in the bake-off competition. And while the men and women behind the prison walls were happy to display their skills, there was friendly but tight competition between the male and female inmates at the Kingstown and Belli correctional facilities to determine which facility has the best bakers. Given her impression of the competition, chef and main judge of the competition, LaToya Lewis, highlighted what impressed her the most.
The sausage, and the way how the ladies did the quiche and they never made it before, they really impressed me. But all the teams did good and the teamwork was great.
Alright, so you think this is good enough to work in like a large restaurant or a hotel?
Yes. And I think this should be like a yearly competition for the inmates. They should be doing this like a year.
One group from the Kingston facility and another from Belle Isle tied for first place. Though there was no clear winner, each group believed what they gained from the bake-off was worth more than any trophy.
Well, for the quality, it will be a kind of secret between me and you. I've never actually been in the baking room before, so it was like a first-time opportunity for me. Seeing such good quality come out of it was really, really amazing to me. Yes, you know, it surely helped me to get something when I get out, and I keeping everything right locked in my computer, knowledge gained.
Because actually I worked in the hotel industry for several years before, right, within the 90 years, so actually regarding the food taste and the quality of the pastries is something I actually have an idea about already. So work-wise, once society accepts me back for who I am, not for what I did, likewise they have no problem with that, but job-wise, it's okay.
The 2 UWI students who hosted the bake-off competition, Shara Roberts and Enda Weeks, say they were impressed by the work put in by the inmates.
And the quality of produce that was done today, the work that was done today by the inmates, it was spectacular. I know a lot of people have their stigma attached to the inmates, but I could clear that up by saying prison food, the inmates here that do the baking, they are simply the best, because I myself had sampled prison bread before and it was really good as compared to some bread that I would have eaten outside in the supermarkets. The inmates take their time to craft their product, they take their time to bake, they take their time in doing everything.
Then
My colleague was there too and didn't have a plan at the time, so I said, why not let us collaborate? So this is another thing of showing teamwork, collaboration, and let us go out there as stakeholders. And we went out and we got people to come on board with us. And we had some hiccups, but as you can see today, the hiccups weren't very obvious because everything went well. The prisoners are all good to us. They did well. And it was a project which I had in mind forever, and now see it come to fruition. I'm so proud, so very proud, and I know my colleague is also proud to have come along and worked feverishly and gotten something done. So we have a write-up to do for UE, and I pray that the write-up would be as good as the plan which was implemented here today.
For SVG-TV's Evening News, I am Bavin Oliver.
And that brings us to the end of the local segment of the news. We hear that Guyana opposition leader threatens more protest action if the president doesn't dissolve parliament soon. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci thing.
Get your red and banana,
Pineapple, juicy cola,
orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor.
it's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing.
Juicy!
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grungs 453-2089.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation. Christian Coalition SVG will host a discussion on SVG-TV's Viewpoint, a live interactive program with the theme Christian Perspective on Buggery and Gross Indecency Laws in SVG. You can join the live program on Sunday, November 10th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on SVG-TV and Magic 103.7. Or view the live Facebook stream on SVG-TV News and be a part of the discussion by calling the hotline 458-0088 or WhatsApp 530-8962. Moderator, Dr. Cecil Richards. Panel, Attorney Mandela Peters, Attorney Misha Cruikshank, and Pastor Terence Haynes. The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation.
Tourism is for me. Tourism is for you. Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah, live it, love it, embrace it.
This holiday season, it's the perfect time of the year to spend with the ones you love and show them exactly how you feel. Making the most of the season. So where do you find all you need to make this season the best one ever? It's Quartz, actually. Bringing value home.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome back. In our news from the region now, we heard that Guyana opposition leader Barrett Jagdeo is threatening to call out his supporters to restart protests if the president does not dissolve the parliament soon, as preparation for the country's general election swing into high gear. At his weekly media conference yesterday, Jagdeo said the dissolution of parliament must take place soon.
He has to dissolve parliament. He has to issue a proclamation. Let him delay that and we resume the protests, because that's part of the holding of elections or the dissolution of parliament. And so I'm making it clear to him, if he thinks he's going to hang on there.
Mr. Jagdeo brushed aside the president's recent statement that he's keeping the parliament open right now, just in case there might be the need for emergency funding. Jagdeo said emergency funding could be accessed through the contingency fund, and the president ought to be aware of that.
But Parliament doesn't have to exist to have access to the contingency fund. And in any case, he can't pass a budget, so the 112 provisions would kick in next year.
President Granger has already issued a proclamation for the 2nd of March 2020 elections. A news source understands that the parliament is likely to be dissolved in the coming weeks.
One of Barbados' Rastafarian leaders has expressed cautious optimism about the proposed sacrament bill to legalize the religious use of marijuana as part of their ritual. Following the Attorney General's recent announcement, a spokesperson for the Rastafarian organization told Barbados Today that parties are reportedly still at odds on certain restrictions to be imposed on the community's use of the plant.
Is a start. It is by no means the end. By no means just something that is a done deal, right? It's a start. There are issues, of course. But I don't think it would probably be the way to meet to discuss what the issues may be. But in terms of what has been revealed so far, I think it is a start. It is a welcome start, let me say that. But I can say that I is fully aware of the fact that this is by no means a resolution to the issue. There is quite a way to go, but we've made a start. And I always welcome movement where there has been no movement before. My welcoming it does not mean that I approve of everything that's involved, but I welcome it as a start.
In the Bahamas now, education officials are admitting a lack of due process after the passage of Hurricane Dorian as it relates to record keeping of students who were displaced by the monster storm. The government is said to be strapped to find where the thousands of students have been relocated. We hear more in this Eyewitness News report.
What Dorian did, my friend, is Dorian exposed the deficiencies in our educational management.
Deficiencies which Education Minister Jeff Lloyd says should have been addressed ahead of the storm. Now he says his ministry was unprepared to properly account for its students and administration after Dorian's passage.
And this is why digitizing our system is so critical, because we need to know at a snap of a finger exactly how many students we have on an island or in a school or in a district, exactly how many teachers we have, administrators we have, and exactly what those compositions are. We need to know that at the fingertips, and we don't at this moment.
Laying his cards on the table, Lloyd says outdated, archaic practices has stifled modernization.
it is now still too much a manual process, and that is unfair, because today what drives the effective decision making? Data, timely data that is available to decision makers so that they can exercise for the benefit of their clients, and in our case our children, what is their best interest.
It's an oversight which has been repeated for years, but Lloyd says now confronted by the reality that his ministry was ill-prepared, government's digitization process is paramount.
That's what we're doing now by the 17 million digitization process, by increasing the sense of urgency in our administrators that reports have got to be sent in and given when they are supposed to be sent in, and more of our people are beginning to recognize and understand how important data is.
While the department tries to get a handle on the situation, a recent report released by the Department of Education reveals that 2,835 students were displaced by the storm, and to date, only 1,500 of them have been recorded to be enrolled in schools in New Providence and other family islands. There are no records to indicate where the remaining 1,385 students are currently located.
That was our news from the region. Chile's president unveils new security laws to curb violent unrest. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
The body moves in many expressive ways. The freedom of movement is often taken for granted until that freedom is restricted by pain. Myers Pain Kill Gel is scientifically formulated to alleviate muscle and joint inflammation. With this gel, you can target the pain in areas where it's needed the most. Bring the joy of movement back into your life with Myers Pain Kill Gel. Available at leading stores and pharmacies in SVG.
Still going to town for hardware? No, you don't need to. Pinchers Hardware in Pembroke. It's your one-stop shop for all your hardware needs. We stock building materials, blocks, sand, and stones. Also plumbing and electrical fittings. We have automotive supplies too. And to make things easy, we will deliver to your location. Come on in or simply call us at 458-7591 or 533-1576. We are open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pinchers Hardware, located in Pembroke, where quality meets price.
Ready Cash is having the biggest cash loan sale of the year. Interest rate slashed by over 20% just in time for your Black Friday and Christmas shopping. Unbelievable rates and hassle-free service. It's our biggest loan sale of the year just for you. And that's not all. No security required. Get cash within 24 hours or apply online at readyfinancecaribbean.com. Dare to compare? Act now. Offer ends November 29th. Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world, available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
Let's go further afield now. Chile's President Sebastián Piñera has announced new measures to tighten public order as anti-government demonstrations continue unabated. The rift of proposed laws will toughen penalties for looting and rioting and include measures that ban the wearing of hoods and burning barricades and give the police more protections. We hear more in this report.
It's been 21 days of mass disturbances and demonstrations in Chile, and amid mounting criticism for not controlling the violence that often accompanies peaceful protests, President Sebastián Piñera addressed the nation with a series of measures.
We want to announce a public agenda to strengthen public order and better safeguard our citizens' security. We've lived days of tremendous violence, vandalism, and delinquency provoked in most cases by groups of organized crime.
The 10-point plan includes outlawing barricades and the use of masks and other methods to disguise one's face, including and boosting the role of intelligence services and the use of helicopters during protests, among others. Wednesday, the uptown headquarters of the conservative UDI party, which is part of Piñera's governing coalition, were attacked and ransacked.
We are facing coordinated and organized groups who are acting in a directed way. We need to investigate this so that we can find the leaders of these violent groups who are causing destruction. Our intelligence system wasn't prepared for this type of urban violence.
The threat of higher penalties hasn't dissuaded protesters.
Perhaps not surprisingly, the president's new announcements of security measures coincide with the mass demonstrations moving uptown to an area that had been considered off limits, a kind of oasis of peace in the middle of 3 weeks of demonstrations. But as you can see, this area, which is the epicenter, if you like, the headquarters of the biggest businesses in the country, are now being closed and surrounded by protesters.
While most protesters insist they don't support violence, some argue the current upheaval is a necessary evil.
Piñera says he listens to peaceful protests, but what about those that have been demonstrating for more than 4 years for better pensions? If those who started those protests had written a letter to the president instead of rushing the metro, would the president have listened? No.
While Piñera called for a rare emergency meeting of Chile's National Security Council, opposition members and demonstrators accused the president of trying to criminalize the protests, while others lamented that he had not been so energetic about increasing penalties to curtail police brutality.
Well, that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor, enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolisto makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
The local weather forecast, it is partly cloudy and slightly hazy. Winds calm. Temperature is 25.7 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 90%. The barometric pressure is 1009.7 millibars, 24-hour rainfall 0.2 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature is 29.9 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 27.1 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 5:36 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 6 a.m. The forecast, it is partly cloudy to cloudy with showers and chance of isolated thunderstorms. The synopsis, a tropical wave is affecting the islands.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation. Christian Coalition SVG will host a discussion on SVG-TV's Viewpoint, a live interactive program with the theme Christian Perspective on Buggery and Gross Indecency Laws in SVG. You can join the live program on Sunday, November 10th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on SVG-TV and Magic 103.7. Or view the live Facebook stream on SVG-TV News and be a part of the discussion by calling the hotline 458-0088 or WhatsApp 530-8962. Moderator Dr. Cecil Richards. Panel Attorney Mandela Peters, Attorney Misha Cruikshank, and Pastor Terence Haynes. The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation.
Welcome to the evening sports. We hear that out of favor West Indies batsman Darren Bravo has admitted an authoritative start to the Colonial Insurance Super 50 was a relief after struggling to find form in recent months. Bravo cracked an unbeaten 115 of 127 balls, anchoring the Trinidad and Tobago Red Foals in an 8-wicket win over the Windward Islands Volcanoes. The middle order batsman was ably partnered by Jeremy Solazano, who also got to the century mark, scoring 102 from 118 balls. In an impressive knock, Bravo sent the ball racing to the boundary on 5 occasions and cleared the rope 8 times. It was a welcome sight for the out-of-form batsman who was dropped from the West Indies squad after failing to make any significant or consistent impact at the crease for the past several months. Bravo, who received a man of the match honors, insisted that patience and communication had been key in the record stand with Solazando. And the Boston Celtics extended their winning streak in the NBA as Kemba Walker returned to Charlotte on Thursday. Playing in Charlotte for the first time since leaving the Hornets at the end of last season, Walker received a warm ovation before the Celtics 108-87 victory. The guard was below his best, finishing with 14 points on 4 of 12 shooting, but the Celtics recorded their 6th straight win. Gordon Hayward 20 points and 10 rebounds, and Jason Tatum 23 points and 9 rebounds led the way for Boston. With Kawhi Leonard's bat, Los Angeles Clippers edged the Portland Trail Blazers 107-101. Leonard contributed a double-double of 27 points and 13 rebounds. And the Los Angeles Clippers were fined $50,000 by the NBA for inconsistent statements regarding Kawhi Leonard's health. Leonard sat out the Clippers' 129-124 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks on Wednesday as his team managed his workload. However, Clippers head coach Doc Rivers said before the defeat that there was no concern about Leonard's health. That's according to the Los Angeles Times. The NBA approved the Clippers' decision to manage the 28-year-old, but it fined the team for comments made about Leonard's fitness. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
Welcome to Finishing and Furnishing, where a warm and friendly staff awaits you. At Finishing and Furnishing, you feel like you're in a home away from home. You will find a wide range of bedroom, living room, and appliances displayed in a stunning setting. When dealing with furniture, you need to take into consideration the colors of your room. That's why at our Penta Studio, we supply the best in interior and exterior paints. Have wooden furniture? Well, we also have stains, sealers, lacquers to get that matte or gloss finish of your desire. So give us a call at 457-2206 and come on down to Finishing and Furnishing today and start building the home of your dreams.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stars Pharmacy. Massey Stars Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation. Christian Coalition SVG will host a discussion on SVG-TV's Viewpoint, a live interactive program with the theme Christian Perspective on Buggery and Gross Indecency Laws in SVG. You can join the live program on Sunday, November 10th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on SVG-TV and Magic 103.7. Or view the live Facebook stream on SVG-TV News and be a part of the discussion by calling the hotline 458-0088 or WhatsApp 530-8962. Moderator, Dr. Cecil Richards. Panel, Attorney Mandela Peters, Attorney Misha Cruikshank, and Pastor Terence Haynes. The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation.
This holiday season, it's the perfect time of the year to spend with the ones you love and show them exactly how you feel. Making the most of the season. So where do you find all you need to make this season the best one ever? It's Quartz, actually. Bringing value home.
Welcome back. In the semifinals of the school's table tennis championship, the boys category, the St. Vincent Grammar School defeated Beckwith Community High School 3-0. In the second semifinals, St. Joseph's Convent Maracor defeated the Beckwith Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School 3-1. In the girls team semis, Girls High School defeated Shumaka Ontario Secondary School 3-2. Beckwith Community High School won from Bethel High School by default. The finals will be played on Tuesday, November 12th at the Old Kingston Anglican School building from 1 p.m. Christian Taylor, a 7-time Diamond League champion, has announced the formation of the Athletics Association and Association for all professional athletes from across the globe, and has encouraged athletes worldwide to join and take back power from the IAAF. The move is a direct reaction to the IAAF's decision to cut 8 events, 4 male and 4 female, from the Diamond League for the coming season. The decision is based on the Diamond League attempted to compact the meetings into a 90-minute program for the purposes of television broadcast. The IAAF said surveys conducted in China, France, South Africa, and the USA, as well as post-event surveys in Belgium, Great Britain, and Switzerland, and click-throughs on Diamond League social media videos during 2019 inform its decision. The disciplines being cut are the 200-meter, the discus 3,000-meter, And the triple jump, Taylor is a 2-time Olympic champion and a 4-time world champion in the event. He now stands to lose out on his ability to earn from the event that he has dominated for a decade. The IWF's decision to cut the events from the Diamond League program has been met with backlash from athletes from across the globe. And that's how we end sport this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Want the prizes to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your day done set? Set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner. Turn your own keys. Set for life. Tourism is for me. Tourism is for you. Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it. Love it. Embrace it.
The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation. Christian Coalition SVG will host a discussion on SVG-TV's Viewpoint, a live interactive program with the theme Christian Perspective on Buggery and Gross Indecency Laws in SVG. You can join the live program on Sunday, November 10th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on SVG-TV and Magic 103.7. Or view the live Facebook stream on SVG-TV News and be a part of the discussion by calling the hotline 458-0088 or WhatsApp 530-8962. Moderator Dr. Cecil Richards. Panel Attorney Mandela Peters, Attorney Misha Cruikshank, and Pastor Terence Haynes. The views expressed are not those of SVG Broadcasting Corporation.
It's stylelicious here at Quartz Optical. The best in style and designs for your perfect frame. Converse, Ray-Bans, Kate Spade, Prada, and lots more. Buy any frames and lenses and get a chance to win $2,000 cash. Get it now and pay nothing for 60 days with ready finance. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest and fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Visit our website at www.optical.com to book your appointment today. Offer ends November 24th, 2019.
And now for a second look at the headlines. 757 students receive $500 gift award from the government for academic performance. A Guyana opposition leader threatens more protest action if the president doesn't dissolve parliament soon. Chile's president unveils new security laws to curb a violent unrest. And in sports, brilliant Red Force turn brings relief for out-of-form Windies batsman Darren Bravo in Colonial Insurance Super 50 tournament. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Batiste. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening and a great weekend.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They call General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Quartz Ready Cash is heaven, the biggest cash loan sale of the year. Interest rate slashed by over 20%, just in time for your Black Friday and Christmas shopping. Unbelievable rates and hassle-free service. It's our biggest loan sale of the year, just for you. And that's not all. No security required. Get cash within 24 hours or apply online at readyfinancecaribbean.com. Dare to compare? Act now. Offer ends November 29th. Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play,